Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe. Juventus versus Roma is tomorrow in actually 25 hours from now on. Attenzione, attenzione, because Juve-Roma is already a crucial game. If you win, you go over Roma, you have 7 points, and you have to pay attention to Inter and Napoli that are on top of that ranking. If you lose, you are at 4 points with Roma going at 9, and that's already 5 points of difference. What will we talk in that short live? We will probably come back this evening, this night, to speak about Inter-Lazio, about Monza-Udinese, to speak about maybe Paredes to Juve. But in that video, I want to speak about the press conference of Allegri, some important things, some injuries that are confirmed, some doubts about Pogba. Hey, there is never a date. There are never really reassuring words from Massimiliano Allegri about him. So I'm starting to be a bit worried about Paul Pogba. Milik could be potentially a starter. We have also already the lineup that has been tested for tomorrow. Will it be that one? Will we change? We don't know at the moment. Milik, everything is done. It's announced, but at the moment they are missing one paper so that tomorrow he can be called up. Will it arrive in the afternoon or not? We are waiting for that paper. Let's see. I already saw a comment from Karim that was saying, will it be a 4-3-3 or will it be a 4-4-2? Well, I just spoiled you already, really fast. Are you ready? Look at that. It's not a 4-4-2. It's not a 4-3-3. That's the one that has been tested this morning as we speak, or early this afternoon. So we'll go through all these kind of things. But first of all, let me say hello. And then we have a newness that some people will say we don't care. We want to speak about Juve-Roma. We just want to speak about Paulo Dybala. That will come back in the Allianz Stadium after the last time that we all remember. Juve-Lazio, it was versus a team from the city of Roma. Now he is in that city of Roma with the other team and he's coming back to Allianz Stadium. So we'll speak about all these kind of things in 1 hour. So we'll go full, boom, boom. Ciao, ciao. Hello. Ciao, Leon. Ciao, Jacob. Ciao, Leon again. Keep up the great work. Grazie, Leon. And today, Merda will win 1-2 versus Lazio. We can also go with some prediction, of course. For the people that are playing fantasy football, it's too late. It's too late. You had to change your team 1 hour before the start of the first game. I changed it. I put it in the Telegram group dedicated to that, to the fantasy group. So for people that are playing there, if you didn't do it, it's too late. Ciao Maric. Ciao Bader. Ciao Rocco to glory. Grande Rocco. Ciao Ali who's saying ciao Beppe. Let's hope for a win tomorrow. Ciao Ninib. Ciao Elite. Guys, do not underestimate Milik. He will change the games. Trust me. We trust we hope you, because now he's a player of Juventus. So as long as he's not doing any mistakes, we support him, and then we will see how we will do on the field. Attenzione, because if the paper arrives on time, the things can change, and maybe he can already start because he knows Serie A. Something crazy from Massimiliano Allegri. Ooh, alive in the afternoon. Yeah, because there is also a great news that I want to speak together with you. Ciao Styler Z. Ciao Bogdan. Didn't finish the one from last night. Way too long. It was a long one. I'm exaggerating with the long life, but don't pay attention to it, because the last 35-40 minutes were about philosophy, about life, and new generation of people supporting, so it's not even anymore about football. Ciao Boiti. Cliff is there as well. Ciao Cliff. Alexander, ciao Beppe, and all the Juventini. We love everyone. Ciao Bader, using Beppe, do you think that our Mercato is done with Paredes, or one more signing specifically after the Nedved press conference? Well, Nedved, if you listen to his words, he said, we'll try to not stop here after Milik. He didn't say we will buy Paredes and then we will continue to buy. So he said we will not stop here. What does that mean? That if Paredes arrived, he didn't lie. Of course, because Juventus never spoke about Paredes, except of Allegri today, that said at the moment he's not a Juve player. I don't know if he will join us or not, so he was a bit dribbling that question. But what I believe is that Juventus wants to try for a left back. Will we succeed in having it? I don't know. If he doesn't arrive, but Paredes does, that means that Nedved didn't lie. If Paredes arrived and a left back as well, that means that he didn't lie. Any case, he didn't lie, except if Paredes is not joining, neither a left back. Not thrilled with Milik and potentially Paredes, but Juventus looks significantly better and deeper than last season. I can't be mad. Let's go, andiamo. But it's true that if you're speaking about the first initial part of Mercato and they tell you Paredes and Milik will join, of course you have other expectations. So I totally understand that. Why need a big wake up? We need a big wake up, Beppe. Yes, I agree, especially after the game of Sampdoria. Now, don't tell me that the solution to wake up is to lose, because if you do 0-0 in Marassi, Luigi Ferraris versus Sampdoria, that should be already enough to wake up. If you're not able to wake up after that game, that means that the problems are even deeper than that. Ciao Mikey, ciao Jordan. I hope we manage to beat them. That's really important. Roma is overhyped. Yes, but they started really well. I saw the 2 games of Roma, guys. They missed a lot. They really missed a lot in front of goals. They have their strikers, even if Wijnaldum and Zaniolo will not be present. They are injured, but it's true that they missed a lot. They could easily beat them a bit more, but they are doing well. Mikey, Beppe, if Juve dictates the game and don't play to lose, then I think we can win and play a really good game. But tomorrow we have to go and we have to try to win. We have to. Ciao, Jacob. Unfortunately, I didn't join the Fantacalcio, but I am playing the Champions League Fantasy Football to fill that void. Jacob, it's not too late. 2 games you can still join, or 3 games now. You can still join to have some fun. Beppe, Milik starting. Attenzione, we don't know. Ciao Anthony Schifano, ciao ciao Maric, ciao Cecilia, ciao Jacob again, ciao Cecilia, ciao Anthony Schifano. So, the Twitch yesterday during the live, it was fun, I was super happy to have you on. You tried also to participate. You know that you can also write in English if you want to, I can translate. But thank you to be there. Andiamo. We go with the first big news of today. And I know that some people will tell me, Beppe, yes, but we don't care. We want to speak about first team. Attenzione, because it's linked to first team. It's this one. We have a new account with Juventus. When I'm saying we, it's because we are supporting Juventus. A few months ago, I was speaking about Arrivabene's interview in Tuttosport. What was I saying? That Juventus, they want to get rid a bit of Juventus under 23, Juventus women, Juventus under 17. They want to go towards Juventus for all the teams. Now they have changed, a new identity. We keep the same DNA. We remain Juventus, but we have a new identity, a new name for our under 23. That probably it will be the last time that we'll call them like that. It's over with under 23 because the new name is Next Gen. If you are looking at the video, what's next? A new generation, and then we see Miretti, Fagioli, and Sule from dreamers of becoming footballers is here. What is next? And we are seeing they are pushing the word next. The future of football has a new name. Same DNA, Juventus towards a new start. More talents in the team. This is not anymore Juventus under 23, but it is Juventus Next Gen. This is the new name of Juventus, and you see how much they pushed here for the first 3 players, Miretti, Fagioli, and Mattia Sule, but also the ones that are on loan. And don't forget the ones that are on loan. We are speaking about Ranocchia and De Winter, that are still Juventus players on loan to have a journey to come and maybe strengthen that first team in the future. And then they go with new talents. Let's go, because they have chosen 4 players that are actually in our Next Gen team, because that's how we have to call them. Goalkeeper, we have we have the 4 players here that are really great talents, really beautiful from Juventus, really nice. It's of course not the only thing that Juventus Next Gen is doing, not just a picture and a beautiful trailer, but what are they also doing? If we are going to following, let's go to Juventus FC. What do we see? We see that they also wrote an article. We have to go to the English one, so that we can read the big lines. Important, and then we go to Juve Roma, of course. So from under 23 to Next Gen, big text, but we see that we opened and we tried as a first team to start that project of young teams, second teams in third division on the 21st of August 2018. That's 4 years ago we started, and we started our official game, our first official game, with a 1-0 win over Cuneo. Today, 26th August 2022, a new beginning for our team, a starting point on the path to further enhancing the team. Juventus under 23 officially becomes Juventus Next Gen. There is a long text that I will not read here, all of them. I already read it. It's quite great. I'm speaking about Da Graca, Speaking about players like De Winter, Ranocchia, all these players that can become a future talent of Juventus, now we want to push. We know that Juventus is in a kind of new rebranding, constantly rebranding with the logo, with the names, with acquiring some training fields, with probably also a new stadium for our next gens and our women, that we already have the plans, everything has been agreed on, so we will start soon kickoffing the build-up of that new stadium, a stadium I believe, if I'm not wrong, from 5,000 spots, which is absolutely not bad, with a Juventus that is going towards some people that are really living the Juve journey. That means going to a Juventus women or Juventus next gen team with one ticket at 6 in the PM in the afternoon, and then with that same ticket going after that game walking distance, or maybe with a taxi, but really soon and close to the stadium, to the Allianz Stadium, to see the first team. So Juventus is doing really great things. I love it. I really love it. There is a lot more to talk about, but I think that we can be really proud about what our team is doing. I see that nobody cares in the comments, because I see the comments, what about Paredes? Ciao Beppe, I have been waiting for the video. Thank you. At least Michael is kind, but look, David, Beppe, Paredes joined us before the game of Roma. You see, we see a lot of people, they do not care. 4411, 4411. What about Milik? This is what I'm reading. Nobody cares about our next gen under 23. I care, because if today we have some potential players like Rovella, like Miretti in our team, like Sule, like Fagioli, it's because of that project. Without that project that we started 4 years ago, probably we couldn't have that. Some people are really hating Allegri, Juventus, because we never trust our youth. Some people are telling that we are not doing the same as Chelsea, we are not doing the same as La Cantera in Barcelona, Real Madrid, Anderlecht in Belgium with a really great youth academy, Ajax and so on. When Juventus is doing it, then people, they do not care. Guys, what do you want me to say? It is what it is. We spoke about that. Attenzione, because Kini is watching all your messages. You know that if you're saying stupid things, he will appear and you will be scared and you will be exposed towards the world of Juve. So guys, we start with Juve Roma. Except if you have some comments about that. Michael Raso, I care about our project, Beppe. Grande Michael. We need more focus on our current gen. Of course, but you can't build the present if you don't look at, how can I say, at the future. The future is the present. Why? Because you will be able also to save some money, because you know it today. What's the name? Alexander Isak from Sevilla, or I don't know what team. No, it's not Sevilla. Where does he play in Spain? Strange team there. Real Sociedad is going for 70 million to Newcastle. Black and white, but probably not the right ones. So you can't compete anymore. Guys, we are speaking, we are laughing, we are joking about the interest about next gen and so on. But if we are really honest, today it's hard. Today, in 2022, imagine in 2025 how hard it will be to compete, because a player like Alexander Isak, that is a talent, that is a great player, I really consider him a lot. I would have loved him in our team last year, for example, would have been really beneficial. So these kind of players, 70 million, they are choosing for Newcastle over, I'm joking, but Dortmund, Juventus, Milan, Olympique Marseille, for example, historic clubs, Benfica and so on, they are going to Newcastle, guys. And I love Newcastle. I was a bit of a fan in the past when they had Alan Shearer. Fan, the big word. I had some sympathy because probably they also had some black and white colors. So it's a bit of pity, and it will be more and more difficult, and I believe that Juventus understood it. So having a project that is also attracting, not only with a project that you are giving some young players the opportunity to play in third Italian division, but also giving them the opportunity to be part of a really beautiful project, pushing them as well. And I can already tell you, not spoiling because I'm not sure, but what I understand, what I feel, what I think is that we will also start pushing our next gen on Twitch, for example, maybe inviting them, having them, putting them on front of the camera so that they already start being used to all these things. It's not bad, It's really not bad. I believe that we have to continue doing that, because building on the future, our next generation, we can maybe compete and build our team in our home instead of going and spending 50, 60, 70 million euro. Could be a problem. So this is what I wanted to say about that. 15 minutes opening. Ciao, Bogdan that is saying G just on fire. Eyes open on Yildiz. Well, I watched Yildiz. The last game, the first game of Next Gen at the time. No, it's not true. It's not even the Next Gen. It's the Under 19. We still can call them Under 19 at the moment. Well, our Under 19, they were playing versus Sassuolo. I watched for Yildiz. He didn't play a beautiful game. Beautiful preseason, not a beautiful game for him. But Mbangula, because I see already Marcello that is saying, Beppe, need a Belgian at Juve. What about Connie the Winter? Well, Connie the Winter has not been sold. We know that Belgian at Juventus at the moment have not really a lot of exposures, a lot of chance, a lot of luck, because we know that we never had really a Belgian player from the beginning of the season till the end. Connie the Winter is one of the first one. It was not the first one, because we had another one. What's the name? With a P. The name of the first Belgian player to play. He has been loaned out and he had some problem as well with a big injury, with a sickness. What's the name of the first Belgian player? I don't remember now. With a P. Peter. No. What's the name? Is someone aware of the first player that played for Belgium? Let me check, because now I have that in my mind. Peters. Guys, grande, Steph. It was the first player of Juventus, first Belgian player in first team, I'm speaking. So, Peters. Thank you, Steph. Grande, Rahim. And Naveg. It's true. Dauda Peters was the first one. It's true. So, but we have a new player that is coming from the youth academy of Anderlecht that was already there with us last year. It's called Mbangula. Attenzione. I'm not saying that tomorrow he will become a Juve first team player, but he has a lot of chances to go in that under 23 that is now called Next Gen. Not only Mbangula, but also probably some players like Hasa and like Turco, that is a really great player that already played a few games there in Champions League for the youth Champions League. So Turco, Hasa, Mbangula, Kenan Yildiz, 4 players. Write them down in 2022 on the 26th of August. I already spoiled you the next future generation in 1, 2, 3 years. So at least you know. Noah Lang would be great for you from Bruges. Yeah, he was in talks with Milan. At the end, they couldn't because they didn't have the money. But it's true. Beppe, I'm doing good. I told you, not a long life. So let's start speaking about Juve Roma of tomorrow. In 35 minutes, there is a Monza Udinese. I will try to check. Juve Roma of tomorrow. What are the news? The first one, we know it, is that Leonardo Bonucci is out. That's the first news. How do we react on that news of Leonardo Bonucci being out? Well, it's worrying. Because we knew it, that he was not at 100%, but we heard about rumors that he would have done everything he could to be there versus Roma. I go to the press conference of Allegri so that we can translate. I watched it already. So, Bonucci out, not only for the game of tomorrow, but probably also, we will try to recuperate him, but we are not sure. The target is to have him versus Fiorentina. So he missed Roma, he missed Spezia. And that's the first problem. Second problem, Di Maria, but we knew it already. He's not recuperating for tomorrow. We will try to target him to have him versus Fiorentina as well. If things are going well, if things are going really well, he will be there versus Spezia, but it's not 100% sure. So Di Maria will not be there. Bonucci will not be there. Chiesa will not be there. Caio Giorgio will not be there. Pogba will not be there. And I stop at the name of Pogba because every time, and it's not the first time, that when we are asking about Paul Pogba, because I see the question of Acid, every time that we are talking about Pogba, there is the question in press conference post or pre-game to Allegri. He's not as reassuring than when he's speaking about Di Maria or other players. He's never giving us a timeline, so we don't know. Maybe he's doing it putting his hand in front and saying, attenzione, I don't want to elude the fans. We don't know. Let's see how he will start next week, because normally next week it's scheduled that Paul Pogba will be again training on the field, not yet with the other players, but training on the field, how he will react, touching the ball, doing these runs and so on. So maybe he's waiting, but we will not see him tomorrow. Not versus Spezia, not versus Fiorentina. Probably also missing the first games of Champions League. That I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the calendars and official schedules of the Champions League, because you know that it's important. If you can have a Paul Pogba and a Di Maria at top form in the third game of Champions League versus Paris Saint-Germain, I'm not saying that you can win. I'm not saying that we have a lot of chances, but you have a bit more chances than without Di Maria and Pogba if you are playing on the 6th or the 7th of September. That is actually in more or less 10 days. So, attenzione, I'm waiting for that, but I'm not that 100% secure and reassured about Paul Pogba. And that's a drama. That's really a drama. It's the birthday of the wife of Muser99 today. Hopefully, Juventus get a win tomorrow. So, happy birthday to your wife, Muser99. Happy for her. Hopefully she's enjoying her day. At least today she will be happy, because you are not aware of the result of Juve Roma. So what happens tomorrow, it's tomorrow. At least try to enjoy as much as you can today. Our friend Muser, Fabrizio Romano, just said that Harry Winks is going to Sampdoria. That's unexpected. I have absolutely no idea who is Harry Winks. I have no idea. Maybe it's a singer, maybe it's a player, but I have no idea who he is. Please, Allegri needs to start Miretti instead of Rabiot. Well, the first words were about the injuries, and we spoke about them. So if we go, he spoke, of course, that tomorrow will be a difficult game versus Roma. They have that confidence boost. He said, actually, he paraphrased what I'm repeating you since the beginning of the season about Roma, that Roma is in a great shape of confidence boost after that conference league that they won. So that's the first thing that they said. Then they said, with Sampdoria, we played really, really bad in that first half, better in the second, but I was pissed off for that second half, because it was a game that we could have closed and we should have closed, and we were not able to do it. It's really a pity, because he's pissed off of that second half. He said, in the locker rooms after that first half, we talked and we said we can't do worse than the first half. So he agrees with us that it's a problem. Why? At a certain moment, there was nobody in the midfield, because he said that the two box-to-box that we had, McKennie and Rabiot, they were thinking to be strikers. And Locatelli, he was dropping down, doing the defender, leaving actually nobody in the middle of the field. So I believe that tomorrow there might be some changes. I don't know if there will be changes in terms of the men that we will see, so the starting men that we will see, but at least in terms of awareness, attenzione, we keep the roles that we have on the field and we don't start doing and improvising. That will be a really important key. Bonucci will not be there. Attenzione for Milik. He said, I'm really happy that Milik is here. He has important numbers and skill. He already showed them. And for me, he can also play together with Dusan Vlahovic. He spoke about Locatelli that needs to be calm, even if he's missing some things sometimes in the game. He needs to be calm and not starting to stress, because otherwise he's losing. But Locatelli is a player that already showed that he deserved to play at Juventus. Now, he said something really important in that press conference, and that's where we are going maybe towards the words of Miretti from Maric. He said he can play as a defensive midfielder, even if it's a bit more difficult. He has to pay a bit more attention. He has to be a bit more concentrated. But if Rovella plays, he can play as a box-to-box stop. And now I want to stop. I don't know if we are speaking about Juve Roma of tomorrow. Juve Roma is a must-win. Juve Roma is a game that you can't lose. Absolutely not. So I believe, knowing Allegri, that he will go on experience and security. But when he's saying Rovella as a regista and Locatelli can play as a box-to-box on the right, maybe he's already spoiling what we were doing yesterday, saying that the player that will be a regista is Paredes and Locatelli will be the right box-to-box player with Pogba on the left. Or waiting for Pogba. We all know it. Who can take that position? It will be Adrien Rabiot. So until Pogba is back, it will be a Paredes regista, defensive midfielder, Rabiot on the left, Locatelli on the right. It also spoiling a bit more, because that is how I read between the line. I try to enter the head of Allegri. Of course, he can't say the name of Paredes, but what does he mean with these kind of words? He's saying that Weston McKennie and Zakaria are not starters. For Weston McKennie, we believe in him and he can stay at Juventus, but Zakaria probably is on the market, and it's better that he's finding a destination, because he's not finding a destination. I don't know how many minutes he can have. Maybe Zakaria will not go on the market immediately now. He will not be sold or loaned out now immediately, because we are waiting for Paul Pogba situation. So if we are really thinking, that means that Paul Pogba, I don't know when we will be able to see him. Will we be able to see him in September? Will we be able to see him in October? Big question marks. And that's why maybe until November, we keep Zakaria, forming a Locatelli, Rabiot on the left, Paredes in the middle, and on the right side we have McKennie, Zakaria, until the Mercato, until Pogba is again 100% back, together with Federico Chiesa, for example, and then stopping with Zakaria, who will have 0 minutes. So, if we are speaking about the lineup here, that has been tested for the game of tomorrow, what was I telling you? And sorry for Maric that was asking and invoking Miretti. The lineup that has tested today in one of the last trainings before the game of tomorrow is Perin in the goal, so continuing to trust Perin, and I believe it's a really great one. This time, not starting Szczesny, not because he's good or he's not good. He is the first goalkeeper, so he will play the games this season. We can't even discuss about that. This is not even to put into doubt. But Perin has 2 beautiful games of clean sheets. 100% Szczesny is not there. Let's start him versus Spezia, and we continue to trust for a big game Perin, that also mentally is doing really well. Then we see De Sciglio, that is on the sheet, but on the right side as a right back, with Alexandro on the left side, Alessandro keeping his spot. And then you have a Bremer and Danilo, center of defense. So what are we saying? That Rugani probably will not be there. Rugani will not play, but it will also not be Federico Gatti. Federico Gatti, if Bonucci is still injured, probably we can have a chance to see him versus Spezia, which according to me is not bad as a first game to enter and to start. I see already LG that is saying, Gatti, 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 Gatti! We want Gatti. I understand. But if you are thinking a bit logically and you put your emotion aside and you start thinking with your brain, did you already see Gatti in Serie A? If you tell me, yes, I am an expert of Gatti in Serie A, then I trust you and I tell you, you are really great, Gatti. You are an expert of football, because you can see things that other people can't see, because nobody saw Gatti, not even himself. He never played a single minute. And starting your first game versus Roma in a must not lose game, it's probably a bit a risk. I would not do it. I would not do it. Then Rugani, he didn't play that bad versus Sampdoria, but we saw that from the moment that he had the ball on his feet, he's absolutely not the player that is able to rebuild from the back. So Danilo, that has been tested in pre-season in that position, Brazilian next to Brazilian. Let's see, is that an ideal defense? No. We have a problem in defense? Yes. If Bonucci is not there, we have a lot of problems. Then, hopefully, Gatti, with his first game, can show some beautiful things. Can play here, can play there, and really soon can be considered one that can play instead of Bonucci. I want Gatti, just to tell you, I want Gatti to be one that is really tested and ready to play when Bonucci will not be there, because I'm expecting, if I see the start of Bonucci this season, that Bonucci will not play a lot of games. So I would not risk it here. Is that a beautiful lineup? No. If we are speaking about the 4 men in defense, no. It's not one that is reassuring me, I tell you already. But I'm just thinking, guys. What if tomorrow... Attenzione! because nobody's thinking about that. If you play Danilo, where was Danilo playing in Manchester City? He was playing on the left side. Did he already play it as a left back? Yes, he already played as a left back. We saw the difficulties sometimes of Bremer to start playing with his left foot. Ciao, Thomas McLuff. Ciao, live during work hours in USA. But I will be back probably also tonight after Lazio Inter or Inter Lazio. That can be a solution. Inverting these two players with Danilo that can start playing with his left foot when he needs to and a bit more used on that position. With Bremer, you see it here, with Bremer that can be a bit more at ease. Can be. Attenzione, Martin is saying Beppe. I like this. What I like, personally, I would love to have Bonucci and Bremer in the future, in a near future, not in 2 years, in a near future, in 5 games, 10 games, I would love to have Gatti and Bremer. Today we have to be realistic, and we are not speaking about here. Stop, guys. We are speaking about here. That's important. Attenzione, because Bremer, he can start with his right foot to play. What can he do with his right foot? We know it. He can go to De Sciglio. He can go to Locatelli. He can go with longer balls, maybe to find some Kostic. He can do a lot of things here. He can go in one touch immediately to Cuadrado. Easier than when he was playing here, because here we know it that he couldn't do immediately with his left foot here. He had to go and losing one time of play going on his right foot. So that could be a potential solution and why Danilo has been tested there. First thing, if tomorrow is happening, if this is happening tomorrow, guys, I want some people here that tell me, Beppe, you were right. Then maybe we'll flop, maybe not, but at least that some people remind me that I was right. What else has been tried yesterday? Adrien Rabiot, Locatelli, Weston McKennie. Behind the striker Vlahovic, you have here a Kostic and a Cuadrado. Attenzione, because what do we see here? That these are exactly the same men that we were playing versus Sampdoria. Sampdoria was a disaster. Also admitted a few hours ago by Massimiliano Allegri. First half was a disaster, second half was a bit better, but not enough for a club like Juventus. Has been tried. I was absolutely not happy with our midfield, with the three of them, because they played a shameful game. What happened in that game of last time, just to understand it, that Kostic isolated himself here. He isolated himself here. And then we had a Rabiot that was going up to fill in that void here. McKennie was here. Cuadrado was really on the wing, not as high as Kostic, but he was actually here. And Locatelli went a bit down. This is what happened and why you had that big void in the game. If we play like that, my friends, the ball, it will remain to Roma and we will have no chance versus their midfield. And Dybala that will find that position here that we really know where Dybala is playing. He's playing here. He will have some easiness to take that ball because Rabiot will be too high. So I believe that tomorrow Rabiot that perfectly knows Dybala will take care with Sandro about Paulo Dybala here with Locatelli that will stay here with a Weston McKennie here, and then we have maybe a Kostic that will play a bit lower this time and not as isolated. Important will be that Vlahovic is able to touch a bit more balls, otherwise we have a problem. So if we are accepting here, because Roma, attenzione, they have these players in counter-attack that are really strong. We saw it last time. Miretti did a mistake at a certain moment. The best man of the field was Miretti, but he did a mistake of amateur. Taking that ball, giving it with the back, we could have lost 1-0. Of course, the youngsters, they can do mistakes. They have to do mistakes. Versus Roma, maybe it's a bit of risk. I don't know. I would love to see something else. Personally, I would do it like that. My opinion, I would do it like that. Or like this, with Miretti, Locatelli, Rabiot. Or I would put Locatelli here and having Rovella here. That's what I would love to see tomorrow. I would really love, because then you have a real regista as Locatelli. The thing is that he's not as physical as the other three that we saw. Because McKennie, he showed that he was absolutely not involved, not in Sassuolo, not in Sampdoria. So this would be my dream. It's a big word. And if you see De Sciglio, Alexandro, Danilo as a center back, it's maybe exaggerated to use the word dream, but probably and exactly what has been tested today was another formation, and it has been this one. At least you know. At least you know what we tested. Let me read a bit of your comments now. Happy birthday to the wife of Musa. Happy birthday. Spurs midfielder. If he has no space. Ciao Beppe, just joined the live. Ciao King Chiesa. Short live today. We spoke about the next gen project, important. We spoke about the lineup that has been tested this morning or early this afternoon at Juventus. And then there is another possibility that I will show you in a second, but first I want to read because we didn't speak about Milik yet at the moment. Ciao from California! Good evening to you. Well, it's a bit early to speak about evening, but we start early evening here. Ciao Michael, that is again saying I would start Rabiot, Rovella, Locatelli. That's what we were changing a bit. Could be a potential solution. Ciao Beppe, what a nice surprise at this hour. Ciao my friend Alessio. What, Rabiot over Zakaria? Why Rabiot over Zakaria? Well, we spoke about it a bit, not in detail, but guys, Rabiot, I know, you will like it, you will not like it, but it's better that you accept it. Until Paul Pogba is back, Rabiot is a starter. He is a starter with Deschamps, he is a starter with Allegri, with Pirlo, with Sarri, with Tuchel, with Ancelotti. If you are looking at all the stats, the defensive stats that Rabiot is giving and providing, last year in a total season, he was in all the top 5 of midfielders' defensive stats, sometimes even better than defenders from other teams. I'm not speaking about Juve, top 5, I'm speaking about all the teams in Serie A. Is he the one that we wanted to solve? Yes. Was it better if he went to Manchester United? Yes, but he's there. He's giving you continuity, he's giving you physicality. So for me, Rabiot is not the problem if he's able to play with some players that have some creativity, like, for example, Locatelli as a box-to-box, and maybe Rovella, or maybe Miretti, or maybe Paredes. And then you see that also with l'Équipe de France, when you have Pogba next to you, when you have a Kanté, when you have some players like that in the midfield, and up front you have Mbappé, Karim Benzema, Griezmann, and so on, Rabiot is not doing bad. It's not doing bad. Then, I don't know, but that's what will happen. That you like it or not, this is what will happen. You know what's the problem with Rabiot? Is that we never see him on the field. We don't see him because he's never doing anything. Yeah, last time versus Sampdoria, maybe it was the only one because he went with 3 attempts. One over the goal, one centrally, and then the third one was a goal because he scored and it was offside of Vlahovic. But he was present. He was there where he had to be. So the problem is that we never see him on the field, and sometimes every 2 games he's doing a big mistake. A big mistake because he lacks of concentration, he lacks of grinta, he lacks of whatever you want, and that's a real pity. So again, I tell you, Pogba is the starter in that role. Until he's there, you will see Rabiot, and until Allegri proves me wrong, I will continue put him as a starter in my predicted lineups. Guys, it is what it is. Juvedad, ciao grande. It's rare that I am able to join during a live. Thanks for all the content lately. Thank you, Juvedad. I love, because actually Juve that is quite new, because we have 2 years 30, 2 years 30, 2 years and a half on the channel. Juve that he started, but then he started to talk in Telegram group here on the videos, putting some comments. I love the interaction. A lot of time with also really great takes. Grande Juve dad. Ciao Ryan, ciao Raffaello, ciao Di Foccarino, ciao BE, ciao Maharian. That is saying ciao Beppe the goat. Great to start the weekend with GJustjuve live stream and with good and hopefully match tomorrow. Calcio Ben is there as well. Maximum of likes. We just hit 100 likes. Grande. We love that. Even Szczesny is surprised. Szczesny is on the bench. That was his reaction when Allegri told him that he was on the bench. Miretti is bigger than Rabiot. First of all, Miretti is able to play better on the right side of the field. He plays also sometimes on the left, but better on the right. If Miretti plays, Rabiot plays. Because if you see And that's an important thing. If you see Miretti is still quite skinny, but I don't know if you noticed. Guys, can we go in some pictures of Fabio Miretti, maybe? We can go. Tell me if I dream or not. Guys, maybe I dream. You can help me on that. Did he gain some muscles from in the summer? Since last summer, did he gain some muscles? I saw a Miretti that is a bit more. It's a bit more physical, guys. Did I dream or maybe because I want that? But look, Birra Miretti, I love that one, because in Italy, for the people that do not know, there is a beer called Birra Moretti, and they changed it with Birra Miretti. Funny meme. You look, Ravella is really a lot skinnier. Miretti looks bigger. This was last season. This is a picture of last season. You see? But also the legs, and it's not true, it's this season. You see, also the legs became a bit bigger. It's a player that can still grow. He's 19, you know that depending on the persons, you can grow until your age 21, depending on your bones and so on and so on. But look at the difference in legs. Here, look at the legs of Miretti. Also here, he became bigger. And I believe he can still gain 2-3 centimeters, being bigger and gain some muscle. Important. He's an atypical player. Look at that. Atypical player because he has short legs. Short legs that are important in football to do these kind of dribbles a la Pirlo, a la whatever you do, because you know that it's called baricentro, you know. I will not stand up because I have no pants today. It is what it is. You know that it's warm in Belgium, so I will not stand up. But you know what I mean here. You know, here. And then it's a bit shorter, like Lionel Messi. Attention, I didn't say that the Miretti is Messi. Like me, Lionel Messi, they can control the ball easier. They can change movement. They can dribble. They can control the ball faster. They can this kind of they can do these kind of things. But then he needs a bit more bigger here, which is nice. I like Miretti. Continue like that. I don't know if what kind of things they are giving him the food there, but I see a total different Miretti. I'm looking if I am able to compare a picture of last year and this year. No, this is all this year. Look at Marquisio, was also super skinny when he was a young kid. Anyway, I saw a Miretti that was much bigger, and I'm happy about that. Look the legs already. Look at the legs. Attenzione, attenzione. So what are you saying? Zaki saying I will not stand up. Classic. You know, when you are doing Zoom meetings, you don't wear pants. You have a shirt. Some people they even have a thing like that. But we don't wear pants. Never. Beppe, stop Rabiot giving you nothing. But I don't care about Rabiot. I told you I wanted to sell him. I was happy. The champagne bottle was ready when he wanted to go to Manchester United. I'm just telling you the reality, that you like it or not, that you will be pissed off or not. You will see Rabiot playing all the games until Pogba is back. It is what it is. Then, if you don't like that I'm telling you the reality, you do whatever you want. Then, if you want to go in stats, you go in stats. Then, do we love Rabiot? Is he our favorite player? No, it's not. It's not. Ciao Beppe, I am in Torino right now for the game tomorrow. Mamma mia! I will go Wednesday. I will go Wednesday for Juve Spezia. That's good. That's a beautiful goal. Hopefully we can go for a win, Luca. Hopefully for you and for all of us. Beppe, Rabiot never came for passion and to have grinta. He came for the money. Didn't you see how much he wanted from Manchester United to give him? No, I don't agree with that. Rabiot, a lot of story has been said about the money, not the money he asked, but we already spoke so much about Rabiot. Guys, Rabiot is not a Grinta player. On that one, he will never be a Grinta player. He doesn't care. But he's a player, and I'm not defending. But you know what's the problem with you guys? You're speaking so bad about some people that then I'm trying to overcompensate and speaking well about players that actually I don't really like. But Rabiot, you can say whatever you want. In 3 years, he played bad. He never really showed something. Zero creativity. The goals that he scored, I believe we can count them on one hand. 5 goals. The mistakes that he did, we don't have enough with 2 hands. So a lot of bad things. But in terms of respecting Juventus, in terms of being there, in terms of a lot of things that are also off the field, on the field, we can't complain about Rabiot. We were all speaking about the mother of Rabiot. Did she cause any problem at Juventus? No. Then, is that enough to be a good person to play at Juve? No. And on that one we agree. Then, he came for the money. No. I can't accept that. Then, that you tell me that you don't like Rabiot, that you want him out, I agree. I accept. And I even tell you, me too. But not inventing stories, guys, when you don't know a personality. Azzurri, I don't like Rabiot either, but if you play him with the right people, the result can be different. Don't expect him to give goals and be Pirlo. At least he isn't hurt. It's true. It's a pity, It's a pity that we have to accept it. But it's true, guys. At a certain moment, guys, we have to accept. Then, last year, if we are looking at the season, he was probably one of the least bad midfielders of Juventus. Enough for Juve? No. And that's why we are taking Paredes. That's why we are taking Pogba. This is why we are putting Locatelli as a box-to-box to enhance him, to unlock him. And on that one, we agree. But guys, stop now. I really enjoyed the talk on the philosophy yesterday. It was nice. But some people they love, some people they don't like. He looks bigger, Miretti. He looks bigger. He looks a bit chunky. No, I saw some muscularity. Ciao, Androcles. There are some interesting today in the fans. Rovella can be the Pirlo Xavi. Yes, big names there, big names, but in terms of characteristics, yes, I agree. Show us your short legs, Beppe, like Miretti. Yes, but the problem is I have short legs, but also a short rest, and that's a problem. Normally I should have growth here, but it didn't happen. I really wish Rovella would stay. If Paredes joins, and he will join, except of last minute crazy things, then Rovella could be on loan. Could go on loan together with Fagioli. We have too many people there. Locatelli on the left. And who do you put on the right then? Who do you put on the right? That's the question. If you put with Locatelli on the left, okay, but who do you put on right? Big question. Amada Traoré is his personal trainer. You see, we notice these kind of things. Curious to know how everyone will feel about Dybala is first thing. You can start speaking about how you will welcome Paulo Dybala. How will you welcome Ciao Ab that is asking how tall I am. I have no idea, guys. It's a long time, the last time that I didn't measure me. But in the meanwhile, I will tell you that if the papers, because there is a B solution, if the papers for our friend Milik are arriving on time, there is even the possibility that Allegri is playing Milik and Vlahovic. Of course, someone has to go. So, guys, the first thing I have in mind is here. What is he doing? Ciao. Maybe I should start keeping notes. Like, like didn't play well versus Sampdoria. Ghosting his position. Maybe I have to start taking notes for the players so that I remember everything. Mamma mia, this is a really great skill. But anyway, maybe McKennie, we have to put him out, and that can be a possibility. We know how much our Mr. Allegri, he loves the 4-4-2. Okay, guys, what do you prefer? What do you prefer with a poll? If it happens, I don't know, guys. So, which formation? If you are obliged to, I'm not asking you, give me Miretti, Rovella. So, line up 4-2-3-1 with McKennie, or line up, and not for all the season, guys, only for tomorrow, with Milik. Okay, so not for the remaining part of the season, just tomorrow. And don't tell me, nah! One of them. The first one, I tell you again, where is McKennie? I have put him out of the team. So, or McKennie here, like this, 4-2-3-1. Why is he always going away? Or Milik instead of McKennie, and McKennie, we put him here so that he's always available. 4-4-2. Attenzione, attenzione. Ciao Colo. You see, Colo, we understood that he didn't take the number 99. Why? Because he said there is only one 99, and it's Colo 99. He took the number 14. I don't understand why Rovella and Miretti need to prove themselves and get better, but Rabiot can play every game when he puts in terrible for performances. Rovella and Miretti, Rovella probably will play in another team. That's another discussion, because he's covering the role of Paredes. Rovella is quite skinny. I don't know if he's able to be a starter at Juventus today. I don't know. Entering in the games, yes, that's a different story. Miretti, guys, we trust Miretti. I don't know if you see, but there is a big trust in Miretti. Yeah? Miretti, there is a journey, and everything at the moment is working well. He came from under 6. He played at Juventus all his life. He's doing all the journey. He's growing. He was an under 19 last season, but they promoted in under 23. Towards the end of the season, he went to first team, where he started to play a bit here, a bit there, a bit there, 3 times before having 4 starters games. 4 starters. It's true it was at the end of the season, but he showed. And this year, you could have said Miretti will put him on loan. No. The first one that enters versus Sassuolo is Miretti on a 3-0. And then you tell me, Beppe, but it's because we were winning 3-0. The first one that is entering versus Sampdoria is Miretti in a game that is 0-0 and that we have to change and we have to win. So, and we are only at game day 2. We are not there. So the work of Allegri on Miretti is fantastic. Then you're telling me, Beppe, the work on Miretti is from Allegri on the youth has always been a really bad record, and I agree on most of the time, even if we exaggerate. But on Miretti, that has the quality, we have to admit that he's doing a really great job. And I expect Miretti to be a really important piece of that team. Rabiot will not be the starter at Juventus. We are waiting for Pogba. Tomorrow, we need a bit of physicality there, and Rabiot will give that physicality. So, attention. And then maybe Locatelli can be out. I have a feeling that maybe Locatelli tomorrow can potentially be out. I don't know from the start of the game, but really soon in the game. Why? Because Locatelli, it's already 2 games that is not offering the best version of him. Rabiot, it's not true that he's offering always terrible performances. It depends what you expect from him. Again, I don't like Rabiot. I'm not his fan. I wanted him to go to Manchester United. But I don't care about he's always putting terrible performances. It's not true. It's our midfield that is offering terrible performances, awful performances, and they were all like that. The last time, then we have to speak about Locatelli out of the team, and also McKennie. McKennie, by the way, because we are speaking about Rabiot. Guys, I'm doing the poll now about the lineups, and 58% of the people, so it's really a battle between McKennie and Milik. 58% are going to Milik, but McKennie, guys, with all the respect for he's coming from USA, he's a star, and he went from the number 14 to the number 8. But McKennie, when was the last good game of McKennie with Juventus? When was his last good game of McKennie? When was the last good game that he was doing a beautiful pass? That he was doing an interesting run of logical pressing? I don't remember. Guys, I hope McKennie can prove me wrong, but at the moment, if I have to choose tomorrow, between McKennie and Rabiot, tomorrow I choose Rabiot. And I'm choosing between McKennie and Rabiot. I choose Rabiot. Rabiot is giving me more security versus Roma than McKennie. At least I know what I have from Rabiot. From McKennie, I have no idea what I have. Maybe he will show up and he will go with a volley, with a smash, and so on. So It's true, Aldo, that he started last season really bad, because Aldo is saying last season he started really bad, he was in crescendo. And I said the same thing. I said I was not a big fan of, and I was doubting that he could adapt to Allegri. At the end, he adapted to Allegri and he was doing well, and that's where I started to praise him. Then, injury, it is what it is, but now he knows Allegri, so he should already started much better because he has no injury. Attenzione! Attenzione, because there might be some news. Might be some news of our friend Fabrizio Romano. Attenzione, attenzione, attenzione. And now people will say thank you to Milik. Sorry to Milik. We go immediately. Atletico Madrid are changing their position on Renan Lodi. They are now open to let him leave in case a good loan proposal will arrive. The most important words in that first thing is they are now open and a loan. Attenzione. Nottingham Forest, keen on Lodi, reported days ago. Sergio Reguilon, one of the main options considered by Atletico Madrid. So, at the moment, because if you are looking what Forza Juve is reporting, they are not reporting everything. They are not reporting everything. It's a bit changing, a bit... Atletico Madrid are changing position on Renan Lodi. It's correct. A Juve target has not been said, but it's true. It's correct. That's true. That's a Juve target. They are now open to let him leave in case of a good loan proposal will arrive. Yes, but it's also written that it's Nottingham Forest that is keen on the player, like said by Jack Talbot. So, calma. If I would tell you guys, Nottingham Forest and Juve, there is absolutely no discussion there. It goes to Juve. But if I see all the players where they are going, Nottingham Forest was about to sign, if I'm not wrong, Awar. Didn't happen, but they signed so many players. They have so many money. People are saying they have financial problems. They don't care. They will find a way. But Fabrizio is not speaking about Juve. Even if we go in the Telegram group, what did I tell you a few days ago? And I believe I'm not lying for the people in the Telegram group. So, wait, Renan Lodi. I need to find it, guys, now. Here we are. I found it, guys. It was that easy. I found it immediately. So if you're going, what did I say? When day was that? What day? I don't remember. I don't remember what day I told it. But it's written here. Anyway. Pay attention for a last-minute serious Renan Lodi attempt from Juventus. I told you a few days ago. I am not a Mercato insider. But it was without source, because I told you a few days ago, attenzione for Renan Lodi. An attempt. That doesn't mean that it will happen. Then we see Ali Reza that is showing here. I wish I had that much faith in management. This is the message of Enzo. I want to believe. Cherubini. Guys, when I told you, if it happens, I don't know if it will happen. I can't guarantee you that. We don't know. But if it happens, thank you to Milik. Because the big money then he goes towards there. Romeo said that he was a Juve target. Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you as well. Well, he is a Juve target when Juventus, what's the name? Forza Juve or whatever. When Forza Juve, they said target of Juventus, it's correct. He is a Juve target, but not since yesterday. Since already the beginning of the Mercato that we are speaking about him. but they wanted a lot of money. We spoke about it yesterday. Let's go back here. We spoke about it yesterday. Renan Lodi is young player that has a contract until 2025, a value of 35. So that means that they are asking around 50 million, 45 million, 50 million, too much. But if they are changing their position because they can have Reguilon and they are open to leave him on loan for a good loan proposal, Juventus should go all in. Guys, attenzione, because if we are able to take and Lodi and Paredes with a Vice Vlahovic, the team is changing totally. Yeah? So tomorrow, 58% of the people, they voted for lineup with 4-4-2 with Milik. Let's see if the paper will arrive on time and if Allegri will change it or not. I'm curious. But I would recommend, if Colo99 is still there, to start working on a video. You never know. You never know. You never know. So what are you saying? Because I see I'm still stuck at the Rabiot comments. Now I see also some comments about McKennie. It hurts to say this as a fellow American, but I'm not sure that McKennie is right for Juventus. Well, he has to show it. This is the year where he has to do that step and to show the world. I'm confident that he has the possibilities, but he has to show it and convince us. McKennie isn't a Juve player either. Just look alright, because our mid is not good. I'm not a McKennie. I'm not hot on McKennie either. You see, McKennie disaster. McKennie also started last season really badly, but he was. We already read that one. So if we go back, because Lodi, you're all excited about Lodi, guys. If it happens, you have to say thank you to Milik. I guarantee you that. I tell you already. You have to say thank you to Milik. And then, guys, all the insults that Milik received, I believe they were a bit unjustified. All the insults that arrived to the management are probably also a bit unjustified or not justified. Well, MK, it's true, but now we will stop. Because I said that it would be a short live, 1 hour. We didn't speak about Dybala. Guys, I will make it really fast. Tell me, with not a long... How will you welcome tomorrow, Dybala? Of course, not all of you will be in the stadium. Some people, yes, I already saw some messages. But if you were at the stadium, how will you welcome him? An applause? Whistling him? Not to say that he's a beautiful boy, but whistling like a ooh, or ignoring him. 3 choices. Applause, whistles, or ignoring. A lot of applause. Sasa, applause. Ab, I will welcome him with love and open arms. Applause for Martin. Julian, probably an applause. Colo with the Dybala mask. An applause. A slow clap like this. That's Aldo. Phoenix, ignore him. At the moment, I saw 1 people that said I will whistling. Ryan is pissed off. Huh? He wants to whistle. Karim is saying respect goes a very long way. Atbin, I will hug him in front of my TV. Dybala said goodbye from Oleg. Applause from Bogdan. Applause, of course. He was our joy. Julian, it's gonna be special to see him back. Tomorrow Julian is in the stadium, if I'm not wrong. Julian Dos Santos will be there. I forgot, but now I remind me. So I went there for the last game of Dybala in our stadium. Julian will be there in the first game as an opposition of Dybala. With an applause, and then I ignore him. I believe that if I would have been in the stadium and Dybala showed up, I would have applauded him when he entered and then stop. I go with the theory. Who wrote it? I don't remember. I just read it, but the comments are going fast. But someone said applause and then ignore. Yeah, when entering the field, I would applaud Paulo Dybala, and then I will stop, ignore him. Now I'll stop the comments. What if he scores? And we have the 3 things again. You ignore, you applaud, or you whistle. And it was Dan. Dan was writing it. Beppe, my wife thinks he's the most beautiful man she's ever seen, so she will be very happy to see him again. Mike, but did she ever saw me? Did she ever watch the live of GJustjuve? So if he scores, let's see if it will change a bit from the applauses. Let's see. I thank you to it's thanks to Rabiot, not to Milik. Rabiot blocked the pie. Hey, that can be also a possibility. Grande, Steve. Styler, Beppe, Roma drew with Ludogorets in Europa League. I will go to the stadium, hopefully, and see him live again. So what are you saying? One clap for Kinke. No, you're crazy. Are you crazy? Bremer will nullify him. He already said he will not celebrate. That's true. He already said it. That's correct. Don't let him score. I'm not gonna upload a Roma goal. Grande Julian. That's the message I wanted to see. Just do nothing. I will be pissed off. Whoever scores, I will be pissed off. By the way, tomorrow I'm live. I'm live on Watch Along. Guys, if you're looking at Watch Along with stats, with all these kind of things, Twitch is for free, eh? Twitch TV, Steve is there. There are a lot of people that are joining. I believe Juve Dad was there as well last game. Not sure if Juve Dad was there. Anthony Schifano, all of them, they are joining the watch alongs, or they pop in, they say hello. Don't hesitate to do it, and that's always fun. Always fun. Depends, because Sampdoria was not that fun. I will smile if he scores, but totally not celebrate. What smile? Are you crazy, guys? Mamma mia. Ciao, Beppo. What's your prediction for tomorrow? I don't know, guys. The last time I said on the I was in the chat of all Juve cast, and I said 2-2 for Juve Samp. So I was feeling the draw. Unfortunately, I was thinking a funny draw with a 2-2, ended 0-0. For the game of tomorrow, it can change, but at the moment I'm going for a small win. I don't know who yet. A small win. Elvin, oui, je suis là. Hein. Mercredi, je suis là. J'arrive le matin. Après, on se contacte. Mais je suis là. Je suis là au stade. J'espère qu'on se voit. Hein. J'espère qu'on se voit. Comme ça, on se fait une photo et on échange un peu. Ce serait le top. Ce serait le top. So my friend Elvin, a lot of people there. A lot of people in the stadium. So, guys, I'm an ultra bengonere, but I will whistle him hard for Veritas. So it changed with the goals. Juve that was there, you see. I have a good memory, yeah. Guys, tomorrow try to win. I see already Styler Z with a 1-0 Alsa for a 0-0, 3-1 for Juve, for Martin, 2-0 for Phoenix, Veritas 2-1, 2-1 for... Attenzione. Ben ouais, on va essayer de se caser ça, Elvin, ce serait le top. So I need a bit of positive comments here. MK 2-0, 1-0 Juventus gets a penalty and Dybala will take it. Yeah. 2-2 for Calcioben, 1-1, 3-1 for Juve from Karim. Anthony Cipolo 1-0, 3-2 with De Sciglio. Repeat, the go, 3-0 to Roma and 4. You're crazy, guys. 1-0 for Stavros. I love that. I believe, for the 1-0. 1-0. I show you again the lineups. 4-4-2. That's what you have chosen. 4-4-2 with Milik if the papers arrive in time. Otherwise, it can be a 4-2-3-1 with McKennie as a number 10. We see each other maybe after Juve Lazio. Inter Lazio. Ciao. Forza. Juve. Ciao.